Welcome to Crystal Mermaid. My name is Jessica. I am a mystic, intuitive light worker, and holistic healer, utilizing the energetic, metaphysical, and elemental properties of crystals, rocks, and gemstones to share intuitively guided messages for healing of the world, for ourselves, for others, overall sending out positive messages of love. This is the Daily Stone. Today is Sunday. It is the 30th of July, 2017. And today is a very interesting day. So I am not an astrologer, but I do follow astrology. I've studied some astrology. And today Venus is sextiling Uranus. And that is creating a lot of passion and fire and energy. And also it's just like, it's a very interesting sextile because, mythologically, in Greek mythology, Uranus is the father of Venus. And how that happened is that Uranus's son, Kronos, castrated him, and his parts fell into the ocean, and from his parts, some of the Greek gods and goddesses were born. And one of them is Venus. So Venus is the daughter of Uranus. So the energy around those two planets, which, because I'm not an astrologer, I actually have a book with me. I want to share a little bit of a reading about those two planets with you. And then we will get into the stone for today. And just to give you a little sneak peek, as you might be able to see here, our daily stone is rose quartz. So, the first reading, so this book is The Key to Crystals. I have a lot of different references that I use, a lot, physical books, a lot. So Venus rules the signs Taurus and Libra. It's the astrological planet of love, seduction, romance, and pleasure, once thought by ancient civilizations to be two different heavenly bodies. Now we know it's the morning star and it's the evening star. It's all one. Just has to do with the transitions in astronomy, as far as that goes. And in this dual perception of Venus, the morning star and the evening star, it reveals that Venus is dual-natured. It's a love bringer, but it's also a jealous intruder. And in Greek mythology, Venus is known as Aphrodite, jealous of other goddesses claimed to beauty, and she tricked Paris into falling in love with Helen of Troy, resulting in the Trojan War. So I also want to read to you about Uranus. So the planet Uranus rules the sign Aquarius, and Uranus is named after a sky god. It's said in astrology to have a liberating but a disruptive influence. In fact, Uranus upsets and shakes and disorganizes our lives to create progress. Similarly, Uranian crystals wake us up to who we really are and can give us belief in our own ideals and visions. So, I'm sharing that because I want you to consider, and like I am intuitively just considering the fact that those two planets are doing that sextile, and that astrology and astronomically, those have influences energetically on our physical bodies. So I think this is a very passionate time right now. I think it's a great time for romance. I think it's a great time for love and union, relationships of all sorts. But I also think that this week coming up, starting today, is the it's about to, things are warming up. Things are warming up. We have the full moon coming next Monday, and that's going to open the portal in so many different ways. Portals that have already been opened, but really, finally, we've all been, we're at the theme park. We've been waiting in line, and they're finally letting us through the gate. We know we're getting in, but it's just a matter of when is that happening. And so the gate's actually opening right now. It's beginning to, the employees are getting there, and they're turning on the lights and whatever, getting ready. So anyways, keeping all those things in mind, and also that I'm not an astrologer. I just, wanted to add those factors in because they are things that I consider. They're a part of, what my spirit tells me that I should be guided to paying attention to. So, rose quartz is our daily stone for today. And I'm just going to back up a little bit so I can show you all of these wonderful stones that I have here to share with you. Rose quartz, like quartz, regular crystal quartz or smoky quartz or many of the other different types of quartzes that are out there, is silicon dioxide based. There's a few different elements that might be added to the rose quartz that might create that pink color. Manganese is one of them, titanium is another, iron is another. So depending on where in the world exactly you're finding the rose quartz, that is why that might be that, one of those different elements is potentially the pink influence. So rose quartz is a stone of love. That's, first and foremost, we think of rose quartz and we think of it as a stone of love. It's associated with the heart chakra. So that is the 4th chakra. And this is a stone of compassion. It's a stone of finding love first with self, and then taking that and turning it, reflecting it out so that, the world is a mirror for you. And if you're loving yourself very strongly, you're giving that same love out to the world. So rose quartz, super powerful love stone. Also creative stone, a passionate stone. A stone that it's a very basic stone as far as creating. If you're new to using crystals and rocks and gemstones, rose quartz is one that is very multifaceted in its energetic and metaphysical and elemental properties. And just thinking about that in terms of the fact that the pink color can be from a variety of different elements. So it's color, stone of love. So we have, it's also it's a stone for the sign of Libra. So Libra also was associated with Venus. And so I like that those two kind of intuitively are just energetically connected. So what I have here, actually, this is a very large, I'm using, because it's glass, so it can cut you, and I can attest to the fact that it's sharp and cuts. I've picked up this particular boulder and cut myself before. This boulder is rose quartz. And this is from California. So I'm using that. This is actually one of my grids to pick it up so that I don't cut myself. So it comes in very large chunks. The rose quartz comes, what makes it rose quartz is its transparency and its pink color. Rose quartz is always pink. So that's a big piece that we acquired from a friend in California. And then this is actually, it was even bigger than this. This is a small piece, the one I was holding up earlier, that was cut off of this. So my partner is a gemstone miner, as well as a jeweler. So he cuts cabs and makes jewelry and everything. And in fact, this is a rose quartz necklace that I'm wearing right now of his creation, his design. And then we together mined some rose quartz here in Nevada. So both of these natural rose quartzes. The pink color, rose quartz is highly influenced by the sun. So if it sits outside for a long time, it can become lighter in color. And if you find a nice piece that's been buried in the dirt, you can kind of see this one's a little bit dirty. So actually the pink is darker still. It hasn't been as washed out. It's sensitive to that sunlight. So yeah, so this is one that we found, and a couple of smaller pieces I'll bring up here for you on rose quartz, also from Nevada. Healing wise, this is a great stone for heart issues. If you have heart issues, it helps with the circulatory system. It's a detoxifier. So if you're trying to just kind of remove unloving toxins from your body, this is a stone to utilize, to wear, to keep around your house. Also, drawing in love, attracting love, or in loving relationships, any kind, creating a space where you have rose quartz. And that can help to just create more positive energy around the whole relationship. So these are some tumbled pieces. This was cut into a cab, similar to this. And you can see it's a little bit more rough. And then this one was polished. So these are both cabs of rose quartz. I'll hold them back here so you can kind of see them in the light. And then this is a tumbled piece of rose quartz. Tumbled stone that I actually got in a kit many years ago. One of my first gemstone kits when I started really studying the metaphysical and elemental and, well, more metaphysical and energetic properties. The elemental kind of came through school in terms of just having a science background. You learn a lot about elements. Periodic table, one of my favorite things. So, rose quartz. A beautiful, beautiful stone. Healing the heart. There's meditation that you can do, if you feel called to the rose quartz. There are a variety of meditations, just intuitively guided meditations that healing all the chakras, not even just the heart chakra, but just a really, really, really healing stone. So bringing that compassion in, like I said, bringing that love in. And one of the big messages for this week, for this week, so is a really powerful, strong, energetic week. It's going to be even more powerful coming up just as soon as that full moon hits, especially. There is something that's occurring this coming weekend that is basically like lighting up the grid. So right now, this week, bringing that compassion in and really making love the foundation of everything. And I know that you guys, I'm sure, feel the same. So make love the driving force in your life. That is the intuitively guided message today, between Venus sextiling Uranus and my guided call to utilize the energetic and metaphysical and elemental properties of the rose quartz stone. Make love the driving force of your life. That's a key. There's a key to getting through that gate, or the ticket. That's maybe the ticket. So anyways, thank you for joining me here on the Crystal Mermaid Daily Stone. I am going to put up a follow-up video to this if you want to know a little bit more about rose quartz and also learn a little bit about my birthday readings with crystals, rocks, and gemstones, as well as other intuitively guided tools such as tarot or astrology. I have a friend who last year for her birthday, rose quartz was called in for her reading, and so I actually have a video that I created for her, and it's an example of a video that I would create for you or for somebody else if you're interested in doing some kind of a personalized reading around crystals, rocks, and gemstones. So if you have any questions, comments, or whatever you feel you might want to share, please comment below, send me an email, crystalmermaidhealing@gmail.com. I am now on Instagram, Crystal Mermaid Healing. I'm on tarot, I'm on Twitter, Crystal Mermaid, and then the letter T. And follow me on Facebook and like my Facebook page, Crystal Mermaid Holistic Healing. And then that way you have all the latest updates and pictures, videos, everything in terms of the intuitively guided messages and the energetic magic fun of crystals, rocks, and gemstones. So, my name is Jessica. I am reminding you to step into your light. Let your colors Shine bright. Live your truth. Live in love. Wear your heart on your sleeve. That's the authentic, the authentic life that you can create comes from here. So, thank you for joining me here on the Crystal Mermaid Daily Stone. Aho.